Hello everyone, this is Donna coming to you again. Today I want to talk about One Book July 2017. This year I've decided I'm going to be using my personal size. This is a Foxy Fix in Creme Brulee at Wanderlust, and the color is Butterscotch. And you can see that it has an aqua string. I just took this little piece of leather and hung it on as a little charm. But I want to go through what my setup is going to be this year. I am one who does not want to be a chunky monkey. So you can see this is fairly slim on this end. This end is a little thicker because of the paper clips and that sort of thing. But as a general rule, it's one book, one pen, 1 month. I could already tell you that I'm not going to use one pen. Haven't since the first year. Started out that way in the first year that we did One Book July. I think this will be the 4th year. In the first year I started out with one pen and quickly said, this is crazy, this does not work for me. And I think that's the trick, is what works for you and why you want it a certain way. That being said, let me introduce you to what the inserts are going to be for this month. Okay, I'll move this over a little bit. We open this. You can see that I have the little stick-on pocket here. I always find these very, very useful. I've already done my dashboard. The daily insert that I'm using is Under the Sea by Cocoa Daisy. I've been using their daily insert for some time now. I want to say 6-8 months, and I like them, and so I'm going to stick with them. But this dashboard, it says, Dance to the Sound of the Sea. And on the inside, here's a picture of the ocean. It says, the voice of the sea speaks to the soul. And indeed, the water, no matter if it's a lake, a pond, a river, an ocean, water speaks to me. And I happen to be born under the water sign, Aquarius. So now we have the monthly. You can see that already I'm starting to make appointments for the month of July. I've not yet color coded them. Usually what I do is take the Clearview highlighters and mark them pink from medical and so on. But there is my monthly insert. And I cannot do without a monthly because there's so much forward planning that I have to do. You can already see that appointments are going into August, not so much September. Okay, this is the back side of the dashboard. It says, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly, by Van Morrison. And I'm sure many of you will recognize that name. And here's another one. Sometimes you just have to go with the waves. Meaning, don't be so uptight. Don't be so rigid. Just go with the flow. Now this is the Cocoa Daisy insert for the month of July. I just happen to have some of this paper. And normally it's a craft paper cover, but I glued this to the cover of the Cocoa Daisy. You can see that here you have the monthly set up, but I want to draw your attention to their color scheme this month. You can see that they're teals and then some complementary colors of purple and an orangish red. You can see that she takes the colors and purple becomes the hair. The orangish red can be whitened down to a very pale color. Under the sea, you can see all the undersea adornments there. Excuse me, I have to get something to drink. That's more better. And it continues on. And I'm going to come back and talk about this a little bit later. And then back here, I have stickers. I have places where I can keep stamps, things of that nature. Now, oh, and I will do my bullet journaling in, you can see here, and sometimes it runs on down to here. Up here is for appointments. But in this section, I want to get this up closer so you can see it. This little insert is going to be where I keep my grocery lists. a section on medical information, a section on financial planning, a section for brain dump, a section for YouTube, a section for, let's see what the next one is, reading, things I need to buy that are not grocery related, a reference section. I like to keep a reference section in each of my notebooks because sometimes you capture, let's say you're talking long distance and you're maybe calling a hospital, and it's a good thing just to write down the name of the ward clerk or the nurse or even the doctor, and make notes here as you make those phone calls, and this is a perfect place to do that. Here's a miscellaneous section that I'm going to use when it doesn't fit into any of these other categories. I will put it here. And this last section, which this little thing should be back over here, is to have room for the Go Big or Go Home challenge. I'm not sure what that is just yet, because Romany and Miss Vicky B and Carrie Harling will come out with that. I think Carrie said that she was going to present the Go Big or Go Home concept, and they should be doing that this coming week. So, that being said, this is my one book July. For now, I just have this little pen here. These are the Bic Ink Joy gel pens. I love these things, mainly because they don't smear, and usually when I'm making dates and things like that, I can write, give it a few minutes to dry, and immediately go over it with my highlighter. So, one book July, very simple. Now let me talk a little bit about journaling. I don't intend to journal in this book, and I'll tell you why. Over the past several months, I've changed the way I do my journaling. For me, journaling is a very spiritual experience, and not to be confused with religion, but a very spiritual experience. I like to journal very early in the morning. I usually get up around 4 a.m. and I've got my cup of coffee, and I've got my journal, and I will sometimes just channel writing. Whatever's coming into your head, you just write it down. I will write about my meditations. I will write about my insights from my meditations. I will write about my universal spirit that to me is what some of you may call God. And I do believe in God. But for me, that process has nothing to do with planning. I'm all about planning. So, you will not see me journaling in this notebook. You will see me keeping lists, bullet journals, daily appointments, daily notes, forward planning, and planning execution. And that will be my one book July. Now, one of the other things that I've done, or a couple of others, you see these little stars? I'm going to let these represent starfish and use them, let's open this back up, and use them to mark my pages. You can see I already wrote here a little saying. This was so full I didn't want to use this for a day of planning. I used 2 days per page. But it says starfish are stars that fell from the sky. But it would be kind of cute to put one of these there, or even on one of the other pages. If there's a special day I want to mark, I can use these to do that. Excuse me. The second thing I've done is I pulled out a variety of flags and stickers. These are the Cocoa Daisy stickers from prior months. You can see that some are very bright and vivid. Some are more monochromatic in color. But I pulled these out knowing that they would go well. Certain ones of the stickers will go well in the month 2 days per page format. You can see here, this is July 4th. Look at this. There is Simon, and I forgot his little girlfriend's name, but that's the sticker for the 4th of July. My nephew has a birthday on that day. You can see I've already made a note there. And there are some of these days where you can see here, if I had any appointments running 2 days, 1, 2, 1, 2, I can use this section, but if I had appointments here, I wouldn't want to write over that. I like to keep that fresh and neat and clean. So I'm only going to put 1 day on that particular page, which leaves me this section over here to write thoughts, inspiration, etc. I did go ahead and mark all the dates for right up through the end of the month. Let's see what the end of the month. Oh, and it's interesting. I skipped a couple of pages and had to glue them together because, like right here, here's the prime example. I skipped over this, didn't intend to, so I'm going to glue these 2 pages together so that when you flip this page, you're flipping right to the next date. And let's see, this is coming up to the last day of the month. All right, there's the 27th. There's another one where I didn't use that side for a day. And here we go. And the 31st falls on a Monday, and that was the end of the month, and then we'll be going into August. So I have my stickers. I have my paper clips that are starfish. I have my monthly and forward planning. I have my 2 days per page format. And I have my tracking for various elements so that I can keep track of everything in the month and make this work for me. This is also small enough to stick in my handbag and travel with me. I have a little pen loop here that I concocted myself, and there you are. We're on the road towards One Book July 2017. So this is Donna signing off. If you have any comments, leave them below and I will answer them. And I'm wishing each and every one of you who decide to take the challenge for One Book July a wonderful month of planning and execution. I'll be back soon. Thank you for watching.